Picture yourself in the heart of the Egyptian desert, where the sun blazes overhead and the horizon is nothing but endless shimmering sand. The air is dry, the heat relentless, and the landscape stretches on for miles in every direction, broken only by the occasional mirage. Now, imagine being told that in this unforgiving place, you must build a mountain, not of earth, but of solid stone. Not just any mountain, but one that must rise higher than anything ever seen before. A monument so grand it will defy the ages. You and your fellow workers are expected to create something that will outlast empires, using only the simplest of tools and the strength of your own hands. The task is almost unimaginable. Construct a perfectly geometric pyramid, taller than a 40-story skyscraper, using nothing but copper chisels, wooden mallets, and ropes made from reeds. There are no steel beams, no power tools, no advanced technology, just the raw materials of the Bronze Age, and the ingenuity of the human mind. No iron, no cranes, no engines to lift the massive stones, only human willpower, clever engineering, and a vision that stretches beyond the horizon. Every block must be shaped, moved, and set in place by hand, with nothing but teamwork and determination to guide you. This was the monumental challenge faced by the ancient Egyptians more than 4,500 years ago, when they set out to build the Great Pyramid of Giza. It was a feat that would push the limits of what was thought possible, and it would change the course of history. For nearly 4,000 years, the Great Pyramid stood as the tallest man-made structure on Earth. Its sides are aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, a level of precision that still amazes scientists and engineers today. The real mystery isn't just the sheer size of the pyramid, but the astonishing accuracy with which it was built. Each stone fits so precisely that even a thin blade can barely slip between them, and all of this was achieved in an era long before the invention of modern measuring tools or machinery. How did they do it? Over the centuries, the pyramids have inspired endless theories and wild speculation. Some suggest lost technologies, others even propose help from extraterrestrials. The truth, however, is likely far more fascinating and entirely human. The construction of the pyramids was probably the result of a complex blend of brilliant engineering, careful planning, and the relentless determination of thousands of workers. It required not just physical strength but also creativity, organization, and a deep understanding of mathematics and astronomy. These stone giants have stood for millennia, silent witnesses to the rise and fall of civilizations. They are a testament to what humans can achieve when they dare to dream big and work together, challenging us to unravel their secrets and learn from their legacy. So, let's dig in, peel back the layers of history, and see what incredible discoveries await us beneath the sands of time. The numbers behind the Great Pyramid are staggering, so immense in fact that they almost defy belief. This monument rising from the sands of Giza is not just a tomb, but a testament to the extraordinary capabilities of ancient humanity. It was constructed from an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing about 2.5 tons, some as much as a family car. Imagine the sheer effort required to move, lift, and precisely place each one day after day, year after year. And it wasn't just limestone. Deep within the pyramid, massive granite blocks, some tipping the scales at 80 tons, were used to reinforce the inner chambers. These stones were quarried in Aswan, over 500 miles to the south, and transported along the Nile, a feat of logistics and determination that still amazes engineers today. Contrary to popular myth, these were not slaves toiling under the whip. Archaeological discoveries reveal thriving workers' villages, complete with bakeries, breweries, and even medical facilities. The builders were skilled, well-fed Egyptians, organized into teams, each with their own specialties and responsibilities. Motivated by a powerful blend of civic pride, religious devotion, and perhaps the promise of a better afterlife, these workers tackled what seemed impossible. With only the simplest of tools, copper chisels, wooden sledges, and sturdy ropes, they shaped and moved stones with astonishing skill. Ingeniously, they discovered that wetting the sand in front of their sledges reduced friction, making it easier to drag the massive blocks across the desert. This simple, yet effective tech and still is just one example of their practical problem-solving. The entire project spanned 2 to 3 decades. To keep up with the pace, a new block had to be set in place every few minutes around the clock, for nearly 30 years. The scale of coordination and endurance required is almost unimaginable. The organization behind the construction was as impressive as the engineering itself. Foremen, architects, and laborers worked in harmony, following detailed plans and schedules, ensuring that every stone was placed with precision. Teams of craftsmen quarried, transported, shaped, and set each block, their efforts synchronized like a well-rehearsed orchestra. The accuracy with which the stones fit together, even after millennia, is a testament to their expertise. This was more than just a building. It was a national project uniting thousands in a common purpose. The logistics alone were a masterpiece, requiring food, shelter, and supplies for a workforce the size of a small city. The real marvel of the Great Pyramid isn't just the monument itself, but the people who built it, their ingenuity, their resilience, and their collective willpower. Their faces may be lost to history, but their achievement endures. Today, as we stand in the shadow of the Great Pyramid, we are reminded of what humans can accomplish when they where odds our day and they work. When they are starting the dirnon, to war, the day where it shared their vision. Their achievement still inspires awe, wonder, and admiration across the world. The classic explanation for how the ancient Egyptians moved those massive stone blocks up the sides of the pyramid, ramps. It's an idea that's been taught in classrooms and depicted in documentaries for decades. The concept is straightforward. Build a ramp, drag the stones up, and repeat until the pyramid is complete. But as with many things in history, the simplest answer often hides a much more complicated reality. Imagine a long, sloping ramp made from mud brick and rubble, stretching from the ground all the way up to the growing pyramid. For the first few layers, this method probably worked well enough. Workers could haul the heavy blocks up a gentle incline, using ropes, sledges, and sheer manpower. It's a solution that makes sense, at least at first, but as the pyramid rose higher, the ramp would have to grow longer and longer to maintain a manageable slope. Some estimates suggest the ramp would need to stretch for over a mile, winding its way up beside the pyramid. Incredibly, the amount of material needed to build such a ramp might have rivaled or even exceeded the volume of the pyramid itself. The logistics quickly become mind-boggling. Yet, despite decades of searching, archaeologists have never found clear evidence of such a massive ramp. If it existed, it would have been a monumental structure in its own right. Dismantling it after the pyramid was finished would have been a colossal project, requiring even more labor and time. The absence of physical remains raises serious questions about whether this was really the method used. To address these issues, some have proposed alternative ramp designs, zigzagging ramps that snake back and forth, or spiral ramps that wrap around the pyramid's exterior. These ideas solve some problems, like reducing the ramp's length, but they introduce new challenges. For example, a spiral ramp would cover the pyramid's corners, making it difficult to maintain the precise angles and alignments that the Egyptians are famous for. Navigating massive stones around tight corners would have been a nightmare. The ramp theory, while logical and appealing in its simplicity, struggles to account for the full scale, efficiency, and astonishing precision of the Great Pyramid's construction. The more we learn about the pyramid's engineering, the more the ramp idea seems to fall short. As researchers dig deeper, the simple answer starts to look less and less convincing. Each new discovery seems to raise more questions than it answers, leaving experts puzzled and theories in doubt. This ongoing mystery has inspired scientists and historians to search for more ingenious, creative solutions. The quest to understand how the pyramids were built continues, and with every new theory, the enigma only deepens. What if the Egyptians used water, not just muscle? The water shaft theory suggests they built internal shafts, filling them with water to float blocks upward. The idea draws on Egypt's mastery of irrigation and hints from the pyramid's internal passages, but the theory faces huge challenges: moving enough water, waterproofing, and a lack of archaeological evidence. No remains of hydraulic machinery or water channels have been found. It's a creative hypothesis, but for now, it remains speculation. The stones themselves offer no confirmation. Enter the internal spiral ramp theory, proposed by architect Jean-Pierre Houdin. He suggests a short external ramp for the lower third, then a spiral ramp built inside the pyramid's outer casing for the upper levels. This would solve the problems of massive external ramps and allow surveyors to maintain the pyramid's shape. Evidence? A notch on the pyramid's face and a spiral-shaped anomaly detected by microgravimetry. Critics point out the challenges: dark, narrow, and dangerous working conditions. Still, it's one of the most compelling theories, blending practicality with intriguing evidence. Until we can look inside, it remains unproven. But it's a leading contender in the debate. Some theories stray into science fiction, like sound-powered levitation. The idea: ancient Egyptians used sound waves to float massive stones into place. In reality, acoustic levitation works only on tiny objects in labs, not multi-ton blocks. The energy required would be astronomical, and there's zero archaeological evidence for sonic devices. This myth ignores physics and the real achievements of the builders. The pyramid's mystery is solved by human genius, not magic. Grand mysteries attract wild theories, like aliens building the pyramids or blocks cast from ancient concrete. The ancient astronaut idea underestimates human capability, while the slave myth is debunked by evidence of skilled, cared-for workers. The concrete theory doesn't hold up. Analysis shows the blocks are natural limestone and granite, not cast stone. These myths all share one thing: they look for shortcuts instead of recognizing the Egyptians' ingenuity. The real story is more impressive. Generations of knowledge, organization, and determination. The pyramids are a monument to human potential, not extraterrestrial intervention. No magic, no lost technology, just people, working together. That's the true wonder. Moving the blocks to Giza was as impressive as building the pyramid itself. The Nile was Egypt's superhighway. Stones floated on boats from quarries, even from Aswan, 500 miles away. Recent discoveries reveal a lost Nile branch and a system of canals and harbors right at the pyramid's base. The Diary of Merer, a 4,500-year-old papyrus, describes crews transporting limestone by boat directly to the site. This transforms our view of Giza from a desert outpost to a bustling port city. The Egyptians didn't just build a pyramid, they engineered the landscape to make it possible. Their civil and hydraulic engineering was as remarkable as their architecture. The pyramid's story is one of infrastructure as much as stone. The mysteries of the pyramids are far from solved, and the adventure is just beginning. If you're fascinated by unsolved mysteries, true crime, ancient enigmas, or the thrill of uncovering the unknown, you're in the right place. Here, we dive deep into the secrets that history, science, and even conspiracy theories have yet to fully explain. Love suspenseful storytelling and the thrill of the unknown? We've got you covered. Hit that like button if you crave more mind-bending mysteries. Drop a comment below with your wildest theories or the enigmas you want us to explore next. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a single twist in the world's greatest mysteries. Together, we'll keep searching for answers, one enigma at a time. The next great discovery could be just one click away.